Here's a blue keyboard skin for the standard Windows Mobile keyboard. So that's why that one's in there. If you want to go back to the standard black and white one, disable it. Double click to turn it off. The base launcher, this is in the M2D. If you go to the very last tab, it's a launching tab. This one here I've created just to make it, just to show all the apps I want to have in there. So if you go in here and edit, you'll notice I've got OneNote Mobile in there. I've got Excel Mobile in there, Word Mobile. It's the apps that I wanted to show up in that launcher in the end. And the way I brought that up, I right mouse clicked package folder, and that will open up the actual folder that contains the package. So if you see here, here's the kitchen. We'll drill down to ext, Trinity Common, Trinity External Packages, and then Supersport Base Launcher, which is this package. I don't believe there's any files in this one, no. Okay, COM Manager, connection setup, modem link, again that's for sharing your internet connection out. Wi-Fi remote access, this is just a really cool little program I put in here. It still needs a little bit of work, but it allows you to, from your computer, log into your phone and run it remotely, or transfer files back and forth from your phone to your computer. You literally can run your phone by clicking on the screen with your mouse, and it's your phone that's running. That's kind of cool. Wi-Fi router, this allows you to share your internet connection to a laptop using Wi-Fi. Here's some more games. Bubble Breaker, Kevdris, Triple-Z, which is Yahtzee. And you'll notice here these Super Sport packages. I've done these. Now I'll let you know, I did not create every one of these packages, but I have modified every one of these packages that has the Super Sport in it. That doesn't mean I did a lot of work to all of them. Some of them I actually made myself. Some of these are my own packages. Some are some that I've modified heavily, and some are some that I just modified slightly. But I still did it this way, and it's for my benefit, not to take credit for those packages. Basically what it is, this one I did modify a little bit so that when you tap and hold, it does what I want it to do. You know, it runs the way I want it to do. It also puts the icons where I want them. You'll notice here I've got Super Sport Communications COM Manager. That means it's going to place an icon in communications. So that's one of the edits I've done to this one. Connection setup, same thing. I place the icons where I want them to be. Modem link, we'll go down to here. I've placed these icons in games because it doesn't always happen, so I make sure it does. GPS, I've got these apps in my GPS folder. I want them there, so I did it. Now these packages I did create myself from downloads that I did, but of course I didn't create the cab file initially. I took a cab file and I converted it to a package, modified the icon positions, a couple other modifications sometimes, and then I place them in here. This is TomTom Navigator 7. If you want to use TomTom and you own the maps, you can run this one. Here's Opera Mini. If you don't want to have Opera Mini, you'd rather run Skyfire, you would disable Mini and enable Skyfire, and there you go, you've got that. YouTube, you can disable YouTube, but in the M2D it won't work in the M2D if you don't have that one turned on. Of course, Office 2010, if you don't use Office, you can disable that. It saves quite a bit of room actually. Finger keyboard, somebody asked about the finger keyboard. They didn't want to use it, they wanted to use another one, so you could turn this off, and that basically leaves you with the standard Microsoft keyboard that comes with the Windows OS, and then you could use a cab file to install your own. Or if you wanted to add a package to this kitchen, you could do that and install your own keyboard. This is the M2D configurator. This allows you to add and remove tabs off the M2D. It allows you to change the theme of M2D. There's a lot of function in here. It allows you to tell the Internet tab which program you want to use as your default Internet for that tab. M2D Dev Tools. This one allows you to turn M2D on and off easily. If you go to the very last tab, which is the Launcher tab, scroll to the bottom, you'll notice one icon, it's got an X in it. That turns M2D off. So if you wanted to run TomTom and you need a little bit extra memory, that's a quick way of turning it off, and it's off. I mean, it restores all your memory. You'll end up having about 22 meg free, roughly. That's a great tool. Awesome tool. Again, I did not create that. I did not create this. I just modified them to place the icons where I wanted them. Just to see how that works, I'm going to open up M2D Configurator. So I'm going to go to Package Folder. You'll notice here in the app, whoops, sorry. The app DAT. We're going to open up the app DAT, which I always have it open with Notepad, so I'm going to set that real quick. Okay. Here at the very bottom line, you notice this is where the icon is going to be placed. Here's your icon being created, right here. and here is where it's being placed. So it's going to be in the Windows Start menu, Programs, Tools. So it's going to go in the Tools folder, and then in a subfolder of that, M2D. That's where I wanted the icon, so that's where I placed it. So that's the type of editing I've done to some of these. I haven't done a lot to them. Other ones I will literally change where the files are being stored and things like that. Okay, so that one's a simple one. We'll scroll down here a little bit. Here's how you can change your Amoeba settings. If you want to have the tap and hold do something differently, you can use this program to do it. I do include it because otherwise you've got to know how to go in and regedit to change those settings. Here's the soft reset. You'll find it in Tools. Total Commander you'll find in Tools. If you don't want these, you don't need them for some reason, pin back in, pack up, regedit, new SIP default, which tells the system to always start whatever keyboard you select. You can disable those if you want. Save space. You can end up with a pretty light ROM if you disable the right things here. Super Sport Start menu. This is my package that I created that I'll come into it here. It does a couple of things. It gives you the neat icons that I built. I actually made these icons. It makes sure that the background is the one that I want. I'll go back here. Here's my app again. This is my edited start menu. So this is the way I want my start menu set up, and I've gone in here and created this to make it set up the way I want it. You could go in here and modify this if you wanted to. Make sure you know what you're doing in here because it can get a little complicated and you'll lose all your functions. So that's basically it. So now let's say we've got all the packages and everything we want. Let's do one more thing. We'll come down in here to zip portix and ROM. Okay. We could change the page pool. Currently it's actually set to 4 megabytes. It shows 16, but that's not where it's set. It's actually set to 4. If you don't change anything, it's going to be 4. I'm going to click on Find Date Version. Okay, this is the date of the ROM build. So let's say you build one today, and you want today's date. I'm going to double click on the day, go down to the 17th, go to July. Okay, so I've got July 17, 2010. That would be the build date when you go in the About window. Here's your ROM version number. You could change this if you wanted to. So say you wanted to cook the 23504 instead of 23569. After you pick that up, you'd want to come in here and change this to say 23504. I believe this is the one that shows up when the phone first boots, and it shows at the bottom. I believe that's what this is showing. Okay. Now after you set your date, you'd have to click Change. That will set it. Close the window. If you change the page pool size, you want to come up here and change it also. It's currently at 4 again, so I'm going to leave it there. And again, that's it. You would click Create ROM, and it would start building the ROM. Let it run through here just a little bit. And we'll be back in a moment. Okay, I just wanted to show this real quick. Okay, I'm back, and because I know the kitchen works alphabetically, I know we're just about done creating this ROM. It's just going to finish up here. I hope the sound is still okay. I brought a fan in because it's pretty dang hot around here right now. We're almost done here. It's just finishing up. Now what it does is after the kitchen has been created, it's going to bring up the flashing utility. So if you had your phone plugged in and you were already set in the bootloader mode, connected to USB, you would go ahead and proceed to flash from this point. Select OK, next, OK, next. Now I don't have my phone connected, so it's not going to go ahead and finish right now. So I'm going to go ahead and continue from here. So anyways, that's it. As you can see down here, it created a ROM with a size of 70 megabytes. It's pretty large. That's because I have M2D in quite a few packages in this kitchen. If you go and try and create a light ROM out of this, you can get down around 40 meg if you wanted to, and it'll still function, and it actually is quite fast, but you don't have much in it. But you could then take your own cab files and install what you want, or use XDA UC and install what you want to. So anyways, that's it for now. Enjoy. Bye.